Along with the coach, Donald S. Cherry, I'm Brian Williams. Coast to Coast Grapeline is on the air. The longest-running broadcast in sports radio history. 82 years, coach, and still going strong.
Boy, your math is getting about as good as my style.
Don, a very special edition of Grapeline. A lot of guests here today. Want to get to them before we get to your story. We're going to talk about your time in Rochester when you played for the Rochester Americans.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about Lenny Pute. The guy played for maybe a week down there. Boy, he had to have something before every game, and let me tell you, you didn't want to take him into the corners.
My mouth is salivating at the thought of what you're going to talk about, but first, let's introduce our panel. To my left, you know him from his days as the voice of curling, none other than Vic Rauter.
Well, thank you, Brian. Don, good to be here. Haven't been this excited since Ed the Wrench Wernick won the Brier back in 1983.
Also, famed sports broadcaster, one half of the Tom and Jerry team, Jerry Howarth, joins us in studio.
Well, thank you, Brian, Don, Vic. Great to be here.
And last but not least, the new kid on the block, the voice of the Toronto Raptors, Chuck Swirsky.
Well, I thank you, Brian, Don, Vic, Jerry Howarth, are you kidding me?
Don, we talk about Rochester and a teammate, Lenny Pute, when we come back after the break.
Well, it's about time. This is my show, isn't it?
Grapeline brought to you by Bone Synthetic Motor Oils, available at all part source outlets.
Now, Don, you've got a story about a guy you used to play with when you were with the Rochester Americans in the American Hockey League.
So the guy's name is Lenny Pute. Yeah, he was French. And before every game, he had to get a bowl of poutine. Well, the thing is, by about the second period, boy, his stomach was a-rumbling. And back then, we didn't have a lot of fans in the stands. So anyway, you take him into the boards. Boy, it sounded like somebody was hitting a whoopee cushion. If I could interject here for a second, Don, did it sound anything like this?
And there he blows.
Well, if that isn't the most rank odor I have ever witnessed on this show, I don't know what is. Dear God, Vic, what did you have for lunch?
Onions, baby, onions! It smells a little more like chili to me.
Jerry Howarth over there, scrunching up his face, not exactly sure what's going on there, but
call it two.
Holy Mackinac!
Back with more right after this.
When you need to get the most out of your ride, put the bone in. Available at all part source outlets.
Well, after hearing that story, Don, I'm reminded of my days as a young lad in Invermere, British Columbia, when I would dream of going to the local chip truck for some golden PEI potatoes, freshly cut, deep fried to a golden crisp, and smothered with only the finest Montreal cheese curds.
You know, all this talk is kind of making me hungry right now. Get out the salami and cheese! I was thinking more along the lines of a steak, but, whatever.
That'll do it for Grapeline. For the coach, Donald S. Cherry, I'm Brian Williams. We'll see you again soon. Somebody want to go check on Joe Bowen? I think he passed out in the hallway.
What a tootie.